Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Today we're talking skincare and it is day 10 of my giveaways. So can you guess what I might be giving away today? We're gonna be talking about skincare wardrobe, how to listen to your skin, how to have those key products in your wardrobe so you have them when you need them. So I'm gonna go over what all it entails to have a core system and the signs you're looking for when you're trying to listen to your skin so that you can determine when you need one of these products. So if you want to check it out, please keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for being here. All right, friends, first things first. What is a skincare wardrobe? And I have said so many times over the years, you have to listen to your skin. But what exactly does that mean? And what does it mean when something is part of your wardrobe versus your core skincare system? So first things first, a giveaway. Obviously, my core system is the Seint skincare. So I'm gonna be giving away pretty much all of it. Let's see, we have cleanser, toner, cream. I'm gonna explain what I consider part of my core system, and they're all part of the giveaway. I have the Seint mask, the lip conditioner in, which one is this? I think it's vanilla because that's my favorite. And then of course, a set of the microfiber wipes, which is all I use on my face. So be sure to check out the caption below the video to see how you can win your own Seint skincare line, because it is the best. It forever transformed my skin, and I would not honestly be here today talking about skincare if it wasn't for this system, because it made me realize the difference products can make, and it like opened that door for me into the world of skincare and wanting to learn more, like learning why these work so well, why they're great for all skin types, all of those things. So let's talk skincare wardrobe. So what this means is that we're looking at short-term skin assessments. So this is like not long-term goals that we're using our active ingredients for. So not like, okay, anti-aging, hyperpigmentation, things like that that are, let's be honest, long-term goals. Those are just like what I consider a concern that nothing is going to immediately work for that. That requires consistency, good skincare over a long period of time, rituals, not miracles. There are no miracle products, but there are products that can give you an instant result based on your skin assessment short term, depending on whether it's like a couple weeks or immediately. Some of them are signs of a damaged barrier, puffiness, dullness, texture, congestion, and for me right now, clarity. I almost didn't film this video because I'm like, it's a skincare video, and I have been breaking out worse than I have in years. And I'm gonna explain why. Because in preparing for this video, I was like, well, duh, Sarah, no wonder that's one of the symptoms. And so that's why I'm like, you know what? Life happens, this happens. And so when you can kind of be able to recognize those signs, you'll know what to do with your skin. So obviously, like I always say, our skin is always changing, right? Especially throughout the seasons. It is not the same today as it was yesterday, but the more consistent you are with your core system and listening to your skin, the more consistent it will actually be, and you're not gonna see as much variation. Hopefully some of these things you won't notice at all with the right consistent products, but we're gonna be talking about core systems. So what's a core system? I consider a core system, and mine personally is the cleanser. Nope, that's not it. Seint cleanser and the cream. And these are core to me because I know if my skin is freaking out, I can cleanse with this and it is not too harsh. It is not stripping. It is not gonna dry me out because it's hydrating. It can calm my skin if it's irritated. All of these things, to me, it's core. Like, I can use this and it will never aggravate any issues worse. It's not gonna make me break out, anything like that. So I test a lot of skincare. It's part of the reason why I'm having this issue right now. And when it all comes down to it, if you're having any of these issues that I'm gonna be talking about, go back to your core system. And some people might not be able to use Seint as their core system because it is fragranced. And so I'm gonna take you back to my bathroom. I'm gonna show you my core system. And then I'm gonna talk about what some good alternatives are if maybe you can't deal with any fragrances or anything like that. Same thing with the cream. Our cream, to me, I know my skin, I've been using it for almost 7 years. It can use this, it's never going to hurt my skin. Even if it's very irritated, it's never gonna burn or anything like that. But that doesn't mean it can't for some people because again, it has fragrance, it does have a retinoid derivative. For the most part, this usually takes away my irritation, it doesn't add to it. So for me, this is my core moisturizer for overnight, not during the day. It does have silicones, unfortunately. So your core system is something that if your skin's freaking out, you wanna stop those actives, those long-term goals, those things like the ABCs of skincare. So vitamin A, which is retinoids, vitamin B, niacinamide, C is obviously vitamin C, and exfoliating acids. Those are AHAs and BHAs. All of those things you wanna stop and just go back to the basics, okay? So having your core system, you always wanna have this. This is what you're gonna fall back on depending on your skin and what's happening. These aren't targeting any concerns. These are my non-negotiables. Just wash, hydrate. Honestly, if you wanna have the simplest skincare system in the world, that's all you need. You only need 2 products. Cleanse, moisturize, you're good. Okay, let's go back to my bathroom. I'm gonna show you my core regimen and how to assess your skin. All right, friends. First, before cleansing, we assess the skin. That's important. I feel like I'm assessing my skin every single day before I cleanse, so I know which skincare I'm gonna be needing. Okay, so look for signs of dehydration. So dry patches, you really have to feel chin, nose. I feel like forehead, nose, chin tends to be where we might get the most texture. For texture, look for irritation, signs of redness. You look tired. Are you puffy? If it's morning, I'm always puffy. Dullness. Do you lack glow? Does your face feel very ashy looking? Clarity. Do you have blemishes? I have some healing and some new. Are they inflamed? Yes, yes it is. Congestion, pores. Is it making your pores look larger? Okay. Once we kind of figured out, okay, all of those issues that we might have, we can cleanse. So if it is at night, I will always use my Seint cleanser. So let me show you, even though this is daytime, I'm gonna show you the Seint cleanser. For day, I don't fully cleanse with a cleanser in the morning. It's completely up to you. If you have oily skin, I probably recommend it. Otherwise, you can just use a micellar water. So I like this one from La Roche-Posay. It's for sensitive skin, doesn't affect my skin. Then I would put on a moisturizer if I'm keeping it super simple. If you don't need a moisturizer and your SPF is hydrating enough, just go in with your SPF. For me, if I needed a moisturizer, I'd probably grab my Prequel. This is the Urea Advanced Relief Moisturizing Milk. This one is silicone free, super hydrating. And then I would go in with my Glow Screen if I was going to be wearing makeup that day. So if it's nighttime, let's act like it's night. We're gonna use our Seint Cleansing Milk. This is my core system. You're just gonna spray. I like to do 3 sprays in my hand. It's very runny, okay? Then I'm going to act like I'm just rubbing it in all over. And it almost feels like a lotion, okay? I usually like to then wet my fingertips and then really emulsify it into the skin. Most people don't rub in their cleanser long enough. So make sure you really emulsify it. Then you can dampen your microfiber cloth. I only use these bad boys to remove my makeup or cleanse my skin. Then I'm just going to gently remove any remaining cleanser. And this microfiber cloth exfoliates gently at the same time. I usually flip it over, go in with the other side. Now, obviously, if you have makeup on, you would want to do a double cleanse or use that twice or use some kind of balm or oil to break up your makeup first. Okay, so that is our cleanser. Done with that. And then if we're just gonna keep it really easy, we're gonna go straight in with our cream without letting your face dry first. So the Seint cream changed my skin, normalized it. It's magical. And when my skin needs recovery from all my actives, I will just go back to the basics. Use my core system at night, which is my Seint cleanser and my cream. And during the day, I will just very gently remove any remaining oils and then hydrate and protect. And that's it. We're gonna keep it simple. So when it comes to all these things I'm about to go over, KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Just go back to the basics. Let your skin recover. So if you can't do fragrances like me, the 2 I'd recommend would be La Roche-Posay, the Tolérane line. You're looking for a very gentle, hydrating cleanser because almost all of these things, like no one's skin ever doesn't need hydration. Oily peeps might think you have too much, but actually usually oily skin is due to dehydration, your skin overcompensating. So hydration, you can't have too much hydration. Find a very gentle, hydrating cream cleanser that doesn't strip, and this one is fragrance free. Then I would go in with the Dew Instant Angel. This is fragrance free. It is the closest cream / moisturizer I have ever found, the closest to our Seint cream. It's just loaded with ceramides and fatty acids, and it's going to repair your barrier, which is a lot of the things we're gonna be talking about today. So Dew Instant Angel, I love that one too. Sometimes I use both at night and I layer them and I wake up with the glowiest skin. It's a game changer. So there you go. There are my non-negotiables. Now let's get into our wardrobe. So that is our core system. You always have that. You always need to have those things on hand. And that way you can go back to them anytime your skin is unhappy with you. So let's talk about listening to your skin. We kind of assessed our skin. Now we're gonna go over all of the things that those things might mean. So first of all, signs of irritation. I deal with this a lot since I have rosacea. And anyone that doesn't know, rosacea can get inflamed very easily. And so one of the things I'm always constantly looking out for in my regimen is a happy skin barrier. That's why I talk about it so much, because if your skin barrier is healthy and happy, a lot of these things you'll never have. You will just have good skin days all the time. Some of these things, maybe you're trying a new product for the first time and you're just like, oh, like what happened? I did something to my face. And a lot of times it's unavoidable. If you go in too fast and heavy with a retinoid, or say you use an acid and your skin was not feeling it that day. So the reason why my skin is not happy right now is because I have been testing all of the skincare I bought from Black Friday. And let me tell you, it was a lot. And I didn't take my own advice, which is introduce one product at a time, because I was dying to try some of these things. And this is all signs of a damaged skin barrier. If your products sting or burn when you apply them, any redness, any pain, any inflammation you can see in your skin, dryness, flaking, and peeling. Yesterday, I went to put on my makeup and my skin right here was peeling off. Not a good look. No makeup can go over that and look good. Your acne gets worse. Oh, I suddenly got breakouts here, 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 here. I had some here yesterday. In my eyebrow, down here, and you can tell this is one of those deep ones. Not fun. You might feel itchy, tight, extra sensitive. Regular skincare all of a sudden feels irritating. And then obviously your rosacea, or if you have eczema, flares up. It's a big sign you did something to your barrier. So when that happens, we're going back to the basics, our core system. We're gonna keep it simple. Gentle cleanser, hydrating, moisturizer, preferably something rich in ceramides. Then you're gonna stop those actives for 2 to 3 weeks. And I know that sounds like a long time, but honestly, you can damage your barrier at different levels. I've straight up used a mask once that took off so much layers of my skin. My skin was beet red for days and then scabbed over. It took a very long time before I could put anything on my face that did not burn. So if you just say sometimes like you're gonna dermaplane, the next day after I dermaplane, I know my skin has been sensitive. It will slightly burn if I use vitamin C, for example. So I skip that. So once you kind of get to learn and know your skin, you will know, okay, I'm gonna listen to my skin. I dermaplaned yesterday. We're gonna use maybe a vitamin C derivative, or we're gonna skip it altogether and we're just gonna hydrate and soothe. So just depending how bad it is, skip your vitamin C, definitely your retinoids, and any exfoliating acids. Hyaluronic acid is not an exfoliating acid, it's a hydrating ingredient. So you can use that. In fact, load up on that. For me, you guys can probably guess, and every time I get a question in my DMs about what do I do, my skin is all irritated and red and inflamed, I ask, do you have Centella? So you guys are gonna be sick of hearing me talk about it, but I use it all the time because barrier is so important, and it is the one thing I've found that really heals mine way faster. When I discovered it, it's like now when I feel a little inflamed, I'm not worried about it because I know my Centella will take the redness away and keep my rosacea in check. A damaged skin barrier will lead to your skin looking and feeling drier right off the bat. So a lot of times you might think you just have dry patches. You actually have damaged your barrier, okay? And so yes, a lot of things that can help heal that, like ceramides, will also heal dry skin. You also need to know what to back off on and what to like maybe halt, okay? So less exfoliation. You might be able to use after a couple weeks, a weaker acid. Once your skin is healed and no longer burning when things touch it, after that point, then I usually go into, first of all, the most simple. I will be buying this until the end of my days. So the Centella the Madagascar Centella Ampule is pure, and I use this stuff like water. So this is what I would recommend, because I've noticed a difference between products that have it added to it and the pure stuff. I feel like this soothes way faster. I can see a difference way faster. And so this is what I will grab anytime I'm having any of those signs of irritation. Now, there are a lot of amazing barrier repairing serums that are coming to market because people are realizing how important our barrier is for keeping it strong and healthy and keeping out the bad stuff. So one of the reasons why you break out is because when your barrier is dysfunctioning, it lets out the bacteria into your skin, and then you're gonna break out more. And so keep it strong and healthy. You're gonna have less breakouts as well. Shared this one before, and this is another Centella serum, more or less meant to soothe the skin. So something soothing is what I'm looking for. And I challenge you to go through your ingredients of some of the products you already have. Most likely there is something that has Centella asiatica in it that you're already using, because it's so funny when the more I look at ingredient labels, the more I realize I'm like, no wonder I like this. It has my favorite ingredient of all time, Centella. These products are all things you don't have to use every day. I get asked all the time, how do you incorporate all of those products into your routine? I don't. I listen to my skin. And when my skin needs something like this, I know what to reach for because I know my ingredients and I know what's in them. And so if my barrier needs strengthening, I'm gonna grab a barrier serum, and that's gonna be my serum of the day, or I'll use it in conjunction with whatever else I'm using. But when you have a damaged skin barrier, some of these might even burn, okay? So that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure this Centella is the only product I have in my entire arsenal that I have put on damaged skin and it did not sting or burn for me. Because some of these I have tried on damaged skin and they still burn a little bit, and that's because they have other ingredients as well. But two of them I really like that are serums would be Cocoa Kind, the ceramide barrier serum, and this is like a daily serum that if you really are looking to just keep your barrier healthy, you could definitely incorporate it. It's got a lot of great hydrating ingredients in this one as well. And then this is a new one from The Ordinary. You guys know I love my Ordinary. Don't tell my daughter, she wanted this too, and so I just bought us each one for Christmas. The pink is, I just love pink. So anyway, I was sold. But this one is Soothing and Barrier Support Serum, Lipids, Vitamins, Epidermal Repair. And so this one, so far I haven't had a damaged barrier to test it on, but I really do like it as a serum. A very favorite one would be Lipid Gold, which is by Stratia. This is a lotion. They call it a serum lotion hybrid, but this sucker is literally designed for your barrier function. It's kind of weird that it's yellow, but it will kind of go away and dissipate. But it is amazing and very soothing as well. You want to find something, one thing, you don't need all of this, one thing that will soothe and repair your barrier because those are the kind of things that I feel like you don't know what's gonna happen. And then you need it right then. And you're like, ooh, I can't even put on makeup because my skin is so inflamed, that you need to have in your arsenal so that when you need it, you have it. And so that, I kind of learned the hard way by messing up my barrier several times and slowly accumulating products to help with it. So don't do what I did. Get you at least one product that will soothe your barrier. Okay. So other ingredients besides Centella, I would say, we already said ceramide, fatty acids, glycerin. So all those things that you hear me talk about all the time are what we need. Now, again, you probably have some in your collection, like CeraVe is literally ceramides and hyaluronic acid. Supersaturated, that I love so much, mostly glycerin. Cult favorite, Cicaplast, is Cica, which is centella, which is why it is known as a healing ointment. It leaves chapped, cracked, and chafed skin. You can even do oils after your regimen. I like to put them on after my moisturizer. Again, fatty acids, the Fortify from Stratia is high in fatty acids. You want to look for that fatty acid content. Something like grapeseed oil, for example, be really good because it is anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and is also an antioxidant. So something like that will help breakouts and to take down that inflammation. Something like jojoba would be more soothing. So there are a lot of options of soothing type ingredients to kind of have in your arsenal. And I almost use these in like a slugging moment. So putting on your moisturizer and then putting something like this or even your oil over the top of that to hold that in. And also it's going to give you those benefits of those ingredients as well. Remember, since you're going to be drier, you want as much hydration, as much healing as possible. Now, after my skin has kind of died down a little bit, then you want to get off that dead skin, right? And so I typically will wait until stuff is no longer burning, and then I'm going to grab something with a PHA, which is the weakest of all of the alpha hydroxy acids, and then also azelaic acid, which is good for redness and rosacea. So if you have rosacea like me, you want something that's going to gently exfoliate and actually improve the look of your redness over time. I'm really obsessed with this by Enfisa Skin. It's called Andu, and it's 10% azelaic acid and PHA, and it's a serum, and it tingles slightly. So it's not a burning sensation. It will do that even if your barrier is intact. So you want to wait until nothing is burning. That way you're like, oh no, did I just do something to my face? It is going to help kind of break those bonds in between your skin cells. So that way, when you do say like use Cure or something like that, you're going to get off all that dead skin. Because again, since your barrier gets disrupted, you will have those dry flaky patches, and you don't want to force them off or anything like that, but you will eventually want to then get rid of that as well, right? Again, I don't use these products every day, but I will probably use some sort of barrier serum every few days in my routine. You guys know I really like to cycle, and so if you do skin cycling, one day is for barrier repair. And so if you actually are following that and doing an exfoliation night with your acids, your retinoid nights with your retinoid, then taking a day to do barrier repair, this is the day you would use these products in order to make sure your barrier stays healthy and you don't overdo it with anything. All right, you guys ready for the next one? The next one is if you look tired and puffy. I feel like tiredness usually has to do with around your eyes, but that's not always the case. Puffiness can be on your full face. Full face, there's only one product I've ever really found that truly takes the puff down, and like you feel like you had an instant lift to your face, like tightening effect. It's not the cheapest mask on the face of the earth, but I'm telling you it works. This is the Clarins V Facial Intensive Wrap. Depuffs, brightens, and relieves. This sucker really does work. You don't need it up here. Literally just put it on the lower half of your face and it'll tighten the whole thing, and it takes down that puffiness. It's incredible. So I talk a lot about depuffing around the eyes because that's usually where we have the most issue, right? So my favorite thing is using a caffeine eye treatment. That is a cream or serum for your eyes with caffeine. So caffeine will temporarily like constrict that blood vessels and like take down puffiness. It works for about 8 hours and then it will kind of go back. So I kind of use it in the mornings. It will work all day. And so my very favorites, you guys have seen me use this one before. The Peptides Plus C Energy Eye Concentrate. I also like to keep them in the fridge because if you have a skincare fridge, it's amazing. But if you don't, the coolness of it will instantly tighten as well. So I really like this new one I've been testing. It's the Eye Enhancer by Maylove, and it's an interesting color. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on. It's like neutral, but you can't see it, but I just took this out of my fridge. So it is nice and cold. And I do go up a little bit there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my favorite reusable masks. Now, if you don't have reusable mask, any of the hydrogel type masks can also be put in the fridge, and the cooling effects of those will help as well. But these are the Forever eye masks from Dew. I'm obsessed, and I love that I can put these on. I don't have to throw them away. I can use them every day if I want, and I can also ice roll over it and still feel the cold as I'm rolling to push that fluid and inflammation out of my face. So if your full face really gets puffy and you don't have the mask, you can easily roll, gua sha, jade roll, any of those things. I find the ice roller works far better than any of the other ones, but I have a rose quartz roller and that one stays really cold. It's a naturally cold stone, so that one works really well too. You can also use a cold sheet mask, put your sheet mask in the fridge, and then roll right over it as well. I've shown you guys the silicone reusable one I use from Experiment that also is like this for your full face. You can roll over that as well. Last eye cream I like is the Beauty Stat Universal C Eye Perfector. I like this one because it actually has vitamin C in it, so it's good for hyperpigmentation around the eyes, but it also has caffeine. So it's got an interesting type of texture because it's more mattifying around your eyes, which I find for us mature eye ladies, it helps kind of blur some of those fine lines that the dewy look emphasizes. So it's not dry at all. It's not drying or anything like that. It's just more mattifying. It's really nice. All right, the next one is, can you guess? I'm gonna keep this out. Can you guess what else might need inflammation taken out? Oh, those deep ones are painful. So, clarity, blemishes. Ice rollers will take down inflammation anywhere. Hey, if you suffer from blemishes often, these are all things that you might want in your arsenal. So first of all, I can't tell you how many good things I've heard from clients who have used this for blemishes. I'll be honest, I rarely put it on the blue light for blemishes. So red, anti-aging, usually my number one concern. This blue light, I feel like I need right now. I think I'm just gonna have to put this on because blemishes are really an issue for me at the moment. So blue light therapy kills bacteria and can help bring down that inflammation as well on your blemishes. So if you have a mask, bust it out when you're getting a breakout. Now, the next two are Definitely not if your blemishes are from a damaged skin barrier, okay? Hear me on that. This is like, your skin barrier is good, you just tend to suffer from breakouts. And sometimes, like, as long as you're not having any of those other symptoms. Like, I knew mine was due to product overuse by the dry patches, the redness, the irritation, and the blemishes. Like, I had a lot of things on that list. So, hear me out. As long as your barrier is intact, using an acid can really help. BHA is our friend when you're suffering from breakouts. So beta hydroxy acids are the ones that will clear out your pores. And my favorite to use is actually TCA, which is trichloroacetic acid. It is, I don't know if it's just my skin, but it's known for being great for blemishes. But for my skin loves this when I'm breaking out. It's like, it will take down a blemish like that for me. So I'm trying this new one I just got by Stacked Skincare. I've been looking for a TCA type at-home peeling solution, because usually this is something you get at an esthetician if you're gonna get a TCA peel. But this one is for at-home use, and it's exfoliating. So TCA multi-acid face peel. It also has BHA and it has salicylic acid, but it comes in a dropper, but you just kind of use a brush and you distribute it all over your face. I like that it's in a dropper because I can easily just take some and put it right where I need it, and I don't necessarily have to cover my full face. So that's one thing to note. If you're suffering from any of these issues and it's not your full face, you don't have to apply these things everywhere. Like, know that if your cheek seems inflamed, you can put the serum right there. If you're just puffy here, just use your caffeine there. If you're breaking out here, just use your BHA there. BHAs are notorious for me drying, and they'll dry out my full face, especially anywhere I'm not breaking out. So if I can actually just put it where I need it, it's gonna make the rest of my skin so much happier. You know what I mean? One which I know a lot of people don't like to use on their face. I do. It just has to be a very short period of time. Do not use this the first time and leave it on 10 minutes. The first time, use it like 1 to 2 minutes, okay? So this is a peeling solution as well, and it's strong. The Ordinary's peeling solution is 30% AHA, 2% BHA, which 2% BHA is the level it must be at to be considered acne fighting, okay? So anything less than 2% salicylic acid will not fight your acne, okay? So if I use one of these bad boys, what am I gonna do afterwards? I'm gonna soothe the heck out of my skin and add lots of hydration, because I know those dry me out. So I do use this peel once every couple of weeks on my full face to exfoliate and, again, help with any blemishes that are maybe popping up. And then I'm going to use something like glycerin or something high in centella. Because why? Because centella is naturally anti-inflammatory. What? It does everything, I'm telling you guys. So not only does centella heal blemishes, it takes down the swelling. I told you guys. Can I just buy stock in this and bathe in it? Because I would. I totally would. And if you haven't bought this yet, what are you waiting for? It's like $12. It's no excuse to have it in your arsenal. It solves everything. Healing and anti-inflammatory. And then I'm going to lock all that in with my glycerin. And then my blemishes be gone, right? Now, that is what works really good on my skin. I have very normal skin. If you are oily, you might want something like a clay mask. Clays draw out impurities. On me, they make me look so dry. I can't even like add enough hydration after I use one. It just will dry me out for days, but depends on your skin. So this one is so famous. It is the Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay, world's most powerful facial deep pore cleansing. This is bentonite clay, 100%. And you mix it with water or even apple cider vinegar. And you can even just use this as a spot treatment. So say you get really dry, if you use it all over, you can just mix up a little bit and put it right on blemishes. In fact, I might use it right here just to help that, because if I use it on my full face, I know I will not be happy tomorrow. But if you're oily, you might really like all of that getting pulled out. Constantly struggling with blemishes, a couple of other good things to have on hand. Niacinamide, of course. That's our good old vitamin B3. Now, I say it all the time, I'm gonna say it again. It's added in almost everything. So check your labels. You might have a great hydrating serum that already has plenty of niacinamide in it, and you can use that. There's a ton of clarifying serums on the market. I really like this one by Versed that has willow bark extract and zinc. It's called Just Breathe Clarifying Serum. I will be honest, I typically take this and I will just put it on my problem area, which lately has been right around here. And then probably anyone who's acne prone has these in their arsenal already, and that is some kind of hydrocolloidal. So I like this brand. My daughter has stolen all of mine because she is always using them, and she ran out, so she took, she really likes Mighty Patch. I like the CosRX. This one I like because it has tea tree oil in it, which kills bacteria, but they're pretty much, this one's a little bit thicker, so it's harder. I wear them overnight. My daughter sometimes wears them to school, so she likes the invisible ones that you can't see. But different sizes, it will absorb anything that's kind of oozing. If you pop one, it wasn't maybe quite ready to pop, or maybe it was, will kind of absorb any of that that's maybe coming out. So if you didn't know, if you pop a pimple and it is white, that is all the dead white blood cells that came to fight that infection. If you pop it and it's clear coming out, that means they're still alive and they're still fighting the infection. It was too early, okay? So I know we all do it. It's not the best practice, right? I'll be honest, I popped this one. It happens, right? So I should probably put one of these on there. I think this one needs a big size. You wanna fully let your skincare absorb first, because otherwise, oh gosh, I didn't line that up very well. Otherwise it'll slide right off. I can't tell you how many times my daughter's like, my pimple patch is gone. And it's because she puts on all her moisturizers and then it just slides right off. So once your skin is fully absorbed, you can put one of these on. Again, important to have in your arsenal. Okay, on to the last one. Can you guys guess what it is? Dullness, texture, clogged pores. I call congestion. So one of the things that I feel like not very many people know is pores. Like, there's so much misinformation on the internet nowadays about pores, and even from brands that are like, shrinks your pores and makes your pores smaller. And that's not even physically possible from a science standpoint. So what happens is, as we age, we lose collagen, right? Throughout time and our years on this earth, stuff gets in our pores, right? It's called congestion, okay? The more stuff in our pores, by not washing our face or not using acids to clear out pores, which is what? Salicylic, those BHAs, it will get worse, and that pore will actually expand. Okay, the problem is you can clear it out, which will make it appear smaller because it's not stretched looking, but you can never get the pore to shrink back down to the size it was when we were, say, children. And that, coupled with the fact that as we age, we lose collagen, those pores, which were originally round, start sagging and looking more like teardrops, which make our pores appear larger, which stinks, right? But the only thing we can do is keep our pores clear so that they look smaller. Gives us the appearance, because they can never gain enough elasticity to shrink. You cannot open pores or close them. That is a myth. They are not doors. They simply stretch over time with loss of elastin and collagen. It is what it is, right? So when it comes to skincare and pores, all we can do is keep them clear. And that is acids, right? So those BHAs, salicylic acid, can help keep them looking clear. Obviously, things like a hydrofacial really help because they're literally vacuum sucking all that congestion up. If you've never had one, they are really great, but I'll be honest, I feel like I can get the same results at home from doing the same thing and using my acids, just keeping my skin on a good regimen and cycle. So what do you need if you're feeling dull? If you're looking at your skin and you feel like you just don't have any glow to your skin, I want you to ask, how often are you exfoliating? So you got to increase that skin cell turnover, which can have an immediate glow up. But the longer and more consistent you are, it's more long-term results, much like a retinoid. So retinoids will increase skin cell turnover, but retinoids take a long time before you can really see those results. So think that's long-term. Short-term is going to be your exfoliating acids like this peeling solution, right? So you can immediately exfoliate or use some kind of manual exfoliating device or something like Cure to remove that dead skin immediately. And acids help with that congestion, the dullness, and the texture immediately. So what can you do? I'll be honest, looking through my collection, I have a lot of acids. A lot. So it's hard for me to share them all. Let's start with, if you want something you can just incorporate really slowly, I would say find an AHA cleanser. You're not going to use this daily. You're going to use this when you feel texture. So this is Coco Kind's AHA Jelly Cleanser, 4% AHA. It's very low. It's going to be very gentle. You can easily cup it with like the Halo Clean, couple it and just kind of put that, and this will help manually exfoliate. This will help chemically exfoliate. And yet both are gentle enough you're not going to irritate your skin's barrier. If you are like, Sarah, I have tried every AHA. They are so strong and they just always irritate me. I would say find a powder exfoliating cleanser. So I've recently been trying more of these and I'm impressed. So this is the Dermalogica. They have different variations. I grabbed the oat based because this one is calming. Because I'm not big in manual exfoliation, like I feel like if I'm doing physical exfoliation, it makes me turn red and my rosacea gets inflamed. That's why I tend to exfoliate with acids. And this one is technically manual, but because of the ingredients, it doesn't really create a lot of friction. It's not like a gritty scrub like those in my skin do not mix. I hated it. So you can just use a little bit of powder and you mix water with it. Let me show you. And the cool thing is you can mix as little or as much water as you want. The more water you mix with it, the softer it is and the less exfoliating, but it's actually a cleanser and it's gently buffing off those dead skin cells. And it's really good. And there's several different kinds depending on if you're wanting more or less exfoliating. There's even one for blemish prone skin. The oat one is great if you have rosacea like me. Now, if you're like, nope, Sarah, I'm the opposite. Give me all the acids. I want my skin to look like a disco ball, like glow, and my skin can take it. I'm jealous, first of all. But I'd say these are a cult favorite for a reason. The Dr. Dennis Gross Universal Daily Peel. And it has a couple steps to these pads where you do one and you wait and then you do the other one, and it is acids. And it's literally, so let's see, step 1 is mostly glycolic and salicylic. So glycolic is the strongest of all the acids. Salicylic is that BHA. It's got lactic, malic, glycerin to kind of soothe as well. And so that's all, the acid is mainly in the first one, okay? And then the second one has bicarb, I think because it kind of neutralizes that acid, but then it's got vitamin C and retinol in it as well. So this is, I consider more of like a treatment. I don't do it, but like once a week max, usually more like once every couple of weeks for me personally. But it's going to minimize the look of pores, like it says, improve texture and tone, and help fine lines over time. So that one's more like a treatment. If you're looking for something that's more like daily, I literally, if I could show you guys my skincare cabinet, I have shelves and I accidentally knocked my favorite behind the shelves and I cannot reach it in the back. But it's more or less Naturium's version of the exfoliate. It's also a 2% salicylic. If you break out a lot, this would be a great option as well to do every few days. But for congestion, doing something consistently is what's going to keep your congestion at bay and keep you with that glow. So I'd say the Paula's Choice or the Naturium one is best for blemishes because it's at that 2% BHA. I like this one for like an everyday. I don't use it necessarily every day because I have rosacea. It does have glycolic, but this one is much gentler than the Ordinary's glycolic. So this one has glycolic, lactic, glycerin, niacinamide, azelaic acid, kojic acid for dark spots. It's got all of it. So this is the Versed. This one's really popular as well. Weekend Glow Daily Brightening Solution. This one's gonna keep texture, exfoliate, give you that glow, keep your pores clear. And it's something that's gentle enough for most people to use every other day. Anything that's considered an exfoliating like toner like this, I recommend starting off once a week, then moving up to twice a week, 3 days a week, because you don't really know how your skin's gonna be able to handle this every day right off the bat. I feel like dullness and texture is hard because you can use an acid or manually exfoliate with something like the Cure, and you're gonna feel that immediate satisfaction of like no texture. And it's gonna kind of reveal that more glowing skin, but really, it is one of those things that we incorporate those actives in order to see long-term results and to keep it that way so you're not constantly being like, oh, I need to go exfoliate, I feel texture and I've lost my glow. If you really want that glow all the time, you want to incorporate stuff like an acid exfoliating serum or toner or something like that on a more regular basis, like cycling at night. I typically like to use my retinoids and acids every other night. I throw in a barrier day when needed, and the mornings are for my vitamin C. I think is one of those things that will give you a glow long term. Like it will add that glow and luminosity to your skin if that's what you're looking for. No more dullness. That's why you see on everything that says vitamin C, it says it brightens because it does. So Beauty Stat is one of my favorites. If you like more, like this one's just like the eye cream. It gives a more mattifying texture. It's one of the only vitamin C's on the market that won't go bad. I think they've tested up to 24 months in this, and it's in a cream. So this one will give more of that matte finish if you like a matte look or maybe have more oily skin. It has won so many awards for a reason. It's one of the best vitamin C's on the market. This one, that is one of the only ones that has no water in it. If you don't know, ascorbic acid is extremely unstable. Water, air, light, everything, will degrade it. That's why it goes bad and it turns dark in color, and that's your signal that it no longer is working. So this one is Matter of Facts, and it's 20% ascorbic, which is the same. This one is also 20%. It's about as high as you will find. And ascorbic acid is the most pure form of vitamin C. And this one's got ferulic acid, which has been shown in studies to work really well in conjunction for anti-aging. This one's just a very different type of texture because it is waterless. It's more like oil based, but it will absorb in the skin. So if you like a more dewy finish, I'd recommend this one. More matte finish, this one. A more affordable version that will go bad, but you don't care because it's way more affordable and you can go through more bottles, I would say Maylove's The Glow Maker. It also is in conjunction with ferulic acid like this, but this bottle, once it's opened, it will go bad because it isn't waterless like that formulation. Adding a morning vitamin C is what I do when I feel like my skin is not showing the glow. Like I just exfoliated my face, but I'm not seeing the glow. I'm like, I need to be more consistent with my vitamin C. It is one of the best antioxidants on the market for a reason. It'll make your sunscreen work better, which is more than enough reasons for me to want to use it every single morning. Okay, friends, I hope that was helpful in kind of learning how to have that core system, how to listen to your skin, those ingredients and products you can have in your skincare wardrobe in order to help you during those bad skin days, and also those that are more long-term that will kind of help you avoid those issues in the first place. I swear there's getting to be way too many good skincare products on the market nowadays. These videos just keep getting longer and longer. I apologize. As always, everything I talked about, I will link down below so you can find it easy. And also don't forget to see the caption to see how to enter the skincare collection giveaway. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Love you.